Jesus is the only way by which men can be saved. But our heart will be inclined to react to the thing we feel like will save us. And so if Jesus brings the sword down and we feel like our own autonomy is going to save us, then we are rightly going to be opposed to Jesus because He demands our allegiance. If we don't want anyone's allegiance, if we don't want to be under anyone's control, then we are going to oppose Him. If we don't believe that Jesus is God, then when that sword comes down, we will oppose Him because we are our own God, or we believe in a different God or a different version of Jesus. That will be our idol, and we will oppose Him as His enemies. Spurgeon said, no one is, or maybe it was C.S. Lewis, no one is in hell that does not want to be there. The gates of hell are locked from the inside out. If you oppose Jesus because you don't believe in who He is, then you will rightfully want to be His enemy, whether you proclaim it or not. And when Jesus' word is revealed, who He is revealed, it reveals where our hearts lie. If we don't want to give up our autonomy to Jesus, then our hearts are not aligned with Jesus. Paul tells us this in Romans 10. And Simeon tells us this in these words when he says that Jesus' death is going to pierce the heart of Mary. Now he's talking about how the difficulty of Jesus' death is going to hurt Mary. The very thing that is going to bring Mary salvation, the very thing that is going to bring Mary, a sinner, salvation and adoption into God's family, the death of her Son on a cross and His resurrection 3 days later, the very thing that would bring the only thing that will save her, the greatest act of grace that will ever exist, is going to be the very thing that tears her heart, that is going to break her heart. Because every Christian's heart should break, because the very sin that places Him on the cross is your sin against Him. Every nail driven into the cross, every whiplash on Jesus, every act against Him that He did not earn is what we earned by the curse under the law. Every time we disobey, it's a lash on Jesus. And Mary recognizes that the very salvation that she needs is the very thing that is sending her Son to His death. And yet it's the most glorious news she could ever receive. See, for us this morning, we need to be pierced to the heart by Christ's truth. God loved you enough to send His eternally begotten Son, the one who has always existed in relationship with Him, to the earth, to put on flesh, to achieve the very thing you would never achieve on your own, innocence and righteousness that would allow there to be no curse on you, to earn your place as one of God's children. And He sent His Son to earn that so that He might die on the cross to take your curse on Him. Every act of treason that you deserve to die of, He places it on Himself so that when it's your turn to stand before the kingdom of God and to give Him all the reasons you earned a place in His kingdom, you can say, I earned nothing, Jesus earned everything, and I get to be here because of Him. Jesus is the God and the Redeemer of your soul.